Lesson 6. Be wary of paramilitaries. When the men with guns who have always claimed to be against the system start wearing uniforms and marching with torches and pictures of a leader, the end is nigh. When the pro-leader paramilitary and the official police and military intermingle, the end has come. So he goes on to say that most governments, most of the time, seek to monopolize violence. If only the government can legitimately use force, and this use is constrained by law, then the forms of politics that we take for granted become possible. It is impossible to carry out democratic elections, try cases at court, design and enforce laws, or indeed manage any other quiet business of government when agencies beyond the state also have access to violence. For just this reason, people and parties who wish to undermine democracy and the rule of law create and fund violent organizations that involve themselves in politics. Such groups can take the form of a paramilitary wing of a political party, the personal bodyguard of a particular politician, or apparently spontaneous citizens' initiatives, which usually turn out to have been organized by a party or its leader. Armed groups first degrade a political order and then transform it. Violent right-wing groups such as the Iron Guard in interwar Romania or the Arrow Cross in interwar Hungary intimidated their rivals. Nazi stormtroopers began as a security detail clearing the halls of Hitler's opponents during his rallies. And just think about that. Think about ICE, right? ICE is so radically different than what it has ever historically been. And it's very clear that this is Trump's paramilitary or some version of that. Additionally, you also have the context of his, Trump's weird sort of association with groups like the Proud Boys, militia groups that instigated the January 6th insurrection. He has really crossed lines with this type of thing. And ICE is that exact same thing, right? The Nazi stormtroopers began as security detail, clearing the halls of Hitler's opponents during his rallies. I mean, ICE has been clearing out protests, preventing people from protesting peacefully, in fact, escalating these moments. But they've also been doing a little bit of this too. And, they were recently deployed to airports. That was a weird thing. They were at the Olympics or, were threatened to be present at the Olympics as well. They're a weird security police, this abstract, really it's just kind of wherever Trump wants them to go, that's where they're going. And the increase in funding for them should be of concern, particularly with this kind of militarized uniform that they've been outfitted with. Automatic weapons, heavily armed, all kinds of tactical gear, all of these different drones, this dystopian Big Brother tracking of people, right? This weird, mysterious database where they can just scan your face and identify you, right? All of these things are paramilitary-esque. Right. And that's synonymous with the SA and the SS. Like they created a climate of fear that helped the Nazi Party in the parliamentary elections of 1932 and 1933. So, I mean, that one should be more obvious, but I don't think that it's settling in for everybody. We're saying the words, but if we actually believed what we were saying about what ICE is, this is priority number one, because this is the thing that gives him potentially gives him power. So priority one, it's been refreshing and very good to see that Democrats haven't folded on this funding bill, which was ultimately what created the partial shutdown. It's why TSA agents weren't being paid, but because they haven't backed down, and how much that's been backfired on Republicans, how clearly this is their party's doing. They've had to kind of create this emergency funding for TSA, which again doesn't look good. So Democrats, don't back down on this funding for ICE. We want to abolish ICE. We don't want to fund it.